Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we are going to play Deep again, but we're gonna do something new. You know, even though I said the other day that Deep can only go with Shadow Owls, it's the only viable way to play Deep because Maokai is too good. Sometimes, you know, it's one of those things. I'm happy when I'm actually wrong. And today I'm going to showcase a deck called The Boys. Shoutouts to the best show on that I've seen in a while, at least, as we're going to showcase Deep with Nautilus without Shadow Owls and Maokai. Instead, we're going to be mixing in a little bit of Targon, as we have a different take on Deep, as we are, instead of running Maokai, we are choosing to play Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is there to support the strategy, help us draw through our deck, which is inherently the same as tossing, as we are thinning our deck to go deep. And we have a strategy that can actually utilize Twisted Fate as a win condition and or a colossal bait for removal, so that we can ease in the big boy fishes that we are going to be using later down the line to overwhelm our opponent. Now, I'm going to clarify a few things in this deck tech. The first of all, since I have posted this deck on Twitter, is a question that I get a lot that is honestly, like, I don't mean to sound like a dick, to be honest, but it really makes me question whether people like actually take the time to sit down and actually look at the deck, right? But I've had a lot of people tweet at me and ask me like how I can call this a deep deck if I'm only running 3 sea monsters, right? But I'd like to point you to the fact that I'm playing 3 copies of Jaw Hunters and 3 copies of the Slaughter Dogs, right? People have this general misconception that in order to play deep sea monsters, you need to incorporate like a huge amount of sea monsters in the deck, when all you're doing is really hurting your consistency, right? Because if you have too many sea monsters in your actual deck, you are going to be running into the problem of having opening hands with a bunch of late game high cost units that are going to be completely useless in the early stage of the game, which will make you succumb to one of the biggest weaknesses a strategy like this can have, which is high-paced aggressive decks. So to mitigate that, we are running the best of Deep, and we are going to be able to capitalize on Nautilus' level up really well, but we're not, you know, flooding our deck with unnecessary excess, right? Which is what we would be doing if we would be playing stuff. Even like cards like the Abyssal Eye is actually completely unneeded here, as what we are doing is we are utilizing the Slaughter Dogs to make up for that. That's one of the main things that I see about this landmark. That's one of the main things that this landmark does. It allows us to, you know, ensure that we have sea monsters in the late game without having to basically have a dead card in hand. Instead, we play a landmark that allows us to get to deep faster and converts into one. So this card does a lot of things at the same time in the right build, right? It helps us reach deep, and it also gives us some significant tempo as well to not have to even spend mana on our big sea monsters as we start to apply pressure. And I think it really shines in an environment like this, in which we have more early game tempo plays, thanks to our combination with Targon. With Targon, we're able to play a card that is very busted, known as Peo Cascade. This, alongside the Solaris Shieldbearer and our early curve comprised of Dread Dredgers and Hired Gun, allow us to really contest the board early on. I really like how Hired Gun works with Solaris Shieldbearer. I can place Hired Gun on curve on turn 2 and give the strongest enemy unit vulnerable, and then the next turn I can potentially drop Solaris Shieldbearer, get the I can't pronounce that, bearer, just say bearer. Solaris Shieldbearer, aka Miss Heretic here, will come down, get the +4 health, and I can use that health to actually challenge the vulnerable unit, hit it for 3 damage, normally killing it, since we're going to be talking about a 2-drop or a 3-drop here most of the time, and thus make use of my temporary health gain, which is really neat synergy in what is otherwise 2 very good 2-drops on their own, right? These 2-drops don't need to synergize with each other to achieve good value, but the fact that we can get that extra good value out of playing them back to back, you know, makes us, or gives us rather, an extra reason to running these cards. So that's why I have a couple of copies of Solari Shieldbearer, in case you guys are wondering. We are also playing Guiding Touch. This alongside Pill Cascade. Not only are these really clutch, as they allow us to either, you know, get some surprise trades in combat or push for more damage, or even bypass removal. We can also use these to cycle through. We're also using them actually to cycle through our deck, which can allow us to level up Twisted Fate, and at the same time allow us to get closer to Deep. So, like I mentioned, instead of going all in on toss, we are combining card draw a lot to achieve that same objective. And as we curve out, we have a couple of salvage, a couple of Yetisons. We actually don't need more than these because our card draw is so efficient that we have a very easy time reaching Deep. And having too many copies of Yetison can actually be a little bit dangerous, because if we do manage to level up Twisted Fate, we do have the possibility of milling ourselves. Yes, this deck is actually prone to self-mill, which means that you have to know how to pilot it properly. Hopefully today's gameplay will show you guys how this deck needs to be played. Sometimes it seems like you're super close to milling yourself, but if you do things right, you should never end up in that position. You know, I've played this a lot, and I've never actually milled myself, even though I've come close to doing so, right? Because you also, that's one of the things about Twisted Fate in this deck. He can also be a very good bait. The opponent gets very scared about him, removes him, and he actually does you a favor in certain scenarios, because you don't want to be drawing that much from that point, right? So that's also something that's really neat. Even though generally you do want to keep leveled up Twisted Fate on the board, because, you know, continuous red and gold cards happening every round is pretty profitable, if I say so myself. And then we have the Zap Spray Fin, which allow us to fish for more card draw even, or even Jetison, as he also thins the deck himself and helps us level up Twisted Fate, as Devour the Depths is the only sea monster that I'm incorporating here alongside Nautilus, because it is the best sea monster in the game, and it's the best one to play from your hand on top of that. So we get to play this guy for 2 mana when Nautilus is on the board, and we just have a 7/7 that destroys something, which is just absolutely insane. And last but not least, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 3 copies of Hush. No, this is not excessive. No, don't you dare take out a single copy of this card from the deck. This card is super vital for us to be able to take on other very proactive decks. It is one of our only means of, in fact, it's our only means of like burst speed interaction. Everything else, it requires us, it's basically slow speed because it's mainly units or challenger plays. So, or giving units vulnerable, right? Like, we only deal with stuff through combat or through play effects otherwise. So having a burst speed spell that can allow us to silence a unit is incredibly powerful, especially when we have the likes of Twisted Fate leveled up, right? As it can very easily get one of our colored cards on the stack, and also deny a very beefed up attacker, remove elusive from something, overwhelm, etc., etc. There's so many different usages for this. Like, we can use it on our own units to remove the frostbite as well. Very important card in the deck that is super vital, more so than in others, because of the fact that the rest of our spells are primarily focused on either drawing or tossing, with the exception of a one-off of Bastion for a little bit of protection that can come in clutch in certain scenarios. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, fish, that is the deck list right there. Hopefully you enjoyed the games that I got for today. I think they're pretty top-notch, honestly. They're from my stream yesterday, and I had a lot of fun playing this deck. It just feels nice to play Deep in a different shell. So let me know what you guys think about the deck. And that's all I gotta say. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I do post a new deck every single day. So leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps out the channel, and it is free. God fucking damn it. It's actually free. So do it. Or not. I cannot control you, unfortunately. So yeah, love ya. Have a solid one. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
This game is amazing. Keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate it,
Mogwai
man.
heart.
Appreciate it, buddy. I could keep a one-off of Hush, as it does allow me to trade into Zed. Let's drop the salvage. Let's keep the Pale Cascade, and yeah, I'm gonna keep the Hush. Bam, 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 bam.
Quietly. Closing in on the mark.
This could be this is probably an elusive deck.
The dark beckons. Get bloody.
Get paid.
Catch me if you can.
Bam,
Make it worth my while.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
My favorite card, boy. You got this, bro.
Thank you, Lush. I'm gonna go for the Pill Cascade there. I mean, why not?
Success gets you noticed around here. Everyone here? Let's go. Give me the stuff! Stuff make happy!
Yikes.
Don't stand in my way. This way. Ooh, got some fight in ya.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Deal me in.
Please don't tell me he has like another Teemo in hand. Please, for the love of God, no! Stop! Okay, wait. Oh. Okay.
Who says I don't share?
Protect each other. Nothing like the great outdoors.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Gotta go with the flow.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
5 months birthday goes Burr.
Make it worth my while. Son of a...
Let's get our slaughter dogs off. Let's go. And beautiful! And salt!
Grow free! This one will do.
I'm gonna allow them to trade these. I want to have this Hush as a last resort. But now we're going in, man. Now we're going in. You got rid of the Deny. You may regret that. We got the Riptide and the Hush. And we got the Devourers. If the open attacks, we hush.
Without a sound. There you are. The depths take you.
First step's the hardest.
Oh, okay.
You will feast soon enough.
You'll never know what hit him.
You hear the call.
Get the fuck out of here!
Push on without me. It will be done.
Elusive? Oh well.
Everyone here? Let's go. Armed and ready.
Clad in shining sunlight.
Pledge yourself to the shadows. Now this game's heating up. Down, down. Something for all of you.
Vandal scouts are never afraid.
Do not disappoint me.
Calculated. Can I get me some easies in the chat, please?
The sea does not forget.
Arigato gozaimasu.
I'm gonna keep one salvage. Ideally, we want to draw into slaughter ducks. There we go. Just in time.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
And then,
This one's on the house. Deal me in.
I'm gonna play Twist of Fate.
Blue as the serpentine.
Is that a vengeance I'm seeing? A avalanche I'm seeing here?
Nothing escapes my watch.
All right.
Get bloody.
Get paid. I'm gonna go for the hired gun here.
The trolls are going to war! Gotta trust your instincts.
Just making sure. Okay. I guess you can win them all.
Eyes open.
Eyes open. Beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, even though we have these, we're gonna have to resort to Yedison here.
I'm a people person.
Because that means we're getting our sea monster. I could trade you with you, but he could have troll chant anyways.
Got some fighting, yeah.
Kinda wish I had one more mana to finish you off. Let's go deep. Bam, 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 ba-dam, ba-dam.
Success gets you noticed around here.
Dam, bam. Let's get Trump arrested. Trundo, not Trump, Trundo.
Where are you?
Alright. Bam, bam, ba-da-dam.
Lady Luck is smiling.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba-dam, ba-da-dam. Bam, bam.
Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu.
Mogwai, hi.
Who says I
Hey, buddy.
Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu.
That damn Trump man can't hide forever. Love ya.
I could be playing into Ruination here. What do I'm gonna play Nautilus.
The water rises. Blue as the serpentine.
If he has Ruination, it's a bit of a hit, but it's not the end of the world. If he doesn't, he's super fucked. I gotta be careful I don't mill myself with Fate here.
Get ready for a beatdown. Do you hear the call? Troll out. Blood and guts, golden glory. Going harvesting. Stare at the abyss. It'll stare back.
Keep up, keep up.
What delightful agony shall inflict.
Well, ain't that bullshit? Like that's crazy.
This'll take the chill off. We'll see who feasts tonight. Can see the Debastian border from here. Set the hooks.
Through the coral. Save your worlds. We speak with blades. Clad in shining sunlight.
That egg. Did it move?
I never hold back. Try me. Gotta go with the flow.
I could mill myself here. I also have to go to the bathroom really bad.
Let's do this. I have no time for fools. Precision and grace.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Rules are meant to be broken, like buildings or people.
Peer into the darkness.
Now it's a party. Fall, heretic.
Pay the tithe.
Precious work leaves twice as much.
Echoes from the deep.
Only fools play the hand they're dealt. Eyes open.
Checkmate, baby.
Back at the table.
Got him. I'm gonna keep one hush. Drop everything else. I'm keeping one hush because it is an answer to They Who Endure. I like seeing that Yetis in there.
Where are you?
Come on, Hired Gun. Make me proud. Hired Gun. There are two... Okay. I gotta talk to my girl for a second. Alright. I'm gonna call you, Rachel. Hey, Rachel. How you doing? You see these two? One of them is a very threatening poltergeist sort of being that can grow to very scary levels and potentially even beat you in a fight. The other one is a simp. Okay, so let's get the spooky monster in jail and leave the simp alone. He'll eventually get eaten by Pokemon or something eventually. So yeah, let's just do that. Atta girl. Atta girl. Atta girl. Oh, yikes.
Not my first gunfight.
Oh, that's an opener. But that's why I like Hired Gun with Solari Shieldbearer. Because now I can be like, you, heretic!
My faith protects me.
To the power of religion and ridiculous beliefs
What does he want from me?
to take away focus from the despair of mortality, I shall take you down.
The chains, they never stop.
Show me that bladed caretaker. Show me that bladed caretaker. Come on. Oh no? Okay. Ba-da-bam, ba-da-bam.
that glitters.
You cannot sway me.
Oh, fresh slaughter.
We shall not rest until all betrayers pay.
Gotta get out of here.
I'm always up for a round or two. Something for all of you. Looks like trouble. You're bluffing.
Keep up, keep up.
That egg, did it move?
Like a fish in water.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Now this game's heating up.
Danger pay.
Blue as the serpentine.
So he generated that. He's gonna play the Doom Beast now, so we want to keep this in mind.
Get bloody, get paid.
Something for all of you.
Set the hooks.
All or nothing. Dead in their tracks. Soak it in.
Make it worth my while.
Do you hear the call?
There it is.
Hold it, partner.
Nice.
Stare at the abyss. It'll stare back.
Got him! Got him, baby. Level up. There we go. Oh. I guess that game was too much fire. That game was so crazy it actually killed the game.